Fantasy Football Advice Forum. We did this panel or this spot because our site currently is behind a paywall, so you can't actually enter the site without having a membership, which is a little bit of a deterrent. Our version 2 or whatever that's coming out in September, that will have free reign for users to actually go into the platform. But in order to interact, they'll have to upgrade to membership. So I think that'll be a lot better. But let me, I guess, kind of show you what we're working with here. I'll log out and then go from the beginning. You're good? So we're a social media platform for fantasy football specifically. You know, I have a lot of friends that won't do Facebook, they won't do Twitter, you know, especially Facebook, like they don't want, you know, post pictures of their kids and stuff like that out there. And, but they love the fantasy community. I mean, you guys have been here and you know, I mean, Greg, I never met you before, but you're like, hey man, how's it going? You know, coming up, bringing the hug, you know? And so, it's such a cool space and everybody tends to be really supportive and they enjoy it. I mean, there's always going to be the few people that are the bad egg in the pot, right? And you're like, oh, I wish that guy would get out of the league. But, you know, for the most part, everybody's been super cool and super chill. And we wanted to create a space where people could do that. And it was driven in a content form of something that we all love, right? You know, we don't want, a lot of people don't want all the extras that come with it. I mean, now, and it's really, so I got the idea for the platform because I ran a Facebook group, and that Facebook group grew exponentially. And one of the most difficult things was like constantly trying to navigate like getting bots out and the spammers that come in and instead of comment on the trade, they're posting some kind of video to sell something, you know, and I'm like, oh, and I've got like 10 people on the Facebook group helping me try to like, you know, and now with AI, like you put in the questions, like, hey, answer these questions to join, and the AI is able to answer the questions. So it complicates it a lot. So we created the platform, and it is ad-free. The membership is super cheap. We do $2.99 a month or $28 for the year, and that just creates a paywall so that we can't, like, no bot or spam or anything like that is going to pay. You know, the AI isn't going to whip out the credit card to join your site, you know, so we eliminated that. Yeah, right. I mean, yeah, AI's got the money, you know. So, which was one of the hard parts when we first built it, was that everything is behind this wall. So if you go to the site, this is what you see. Now, I did put a lovely video on here that, do we have sound? That I'm going to play for you if you haven't already seen it. Don't laugh at me, it's me in my upstairs, which is now a really nice, actually decorated studio, but at this point in time, there may be a deer head in the background, you know, so sorry if you love animals. See the deer head? Sorry.
And that thing is fantasyfootballforum.com. This is our website that we built from the ground up. Imagine a social media space only for fantasy football fanatics. You know, it's membership based, so there's no bots, there's no spam, there's no constant ads running in your feed. This is for people to come to communicate together, to be in community, to help each other win leagues, and we have all kinds of features, all kinds of exciting things in store for you. So let me tell you a little bit about what it is and what we have to offer. You have the ability to create your own profile. There's actually a settings icon in the far right side, middle of your screen, where you can set your pictures, you can set your own color schemes. It has a daytime and night mode, which I love the night mode, by the way. But tons of features for you to personalize your fantasy football advice forum profile. So the feed is the main thing that people get from the Facebook group already. So we trades page. So the trades page is built. We've gathered some information on some of the top free fantasy football trade calculators for anything from dynasty leagues to redraft, along with our own link where you can submit your trade or your question to our experts. Our experts will evaluate and actually send you a thoughtful response, not just a yes or no. So we have our trades page. We have our league classifieds. So a lot of times I see people post, oh, I have this 10-team league and I've got an orphan team I need somebody to take over. Or I've got a new 2024 league year startup and I'm looking for 12 players, buy-ins $100 a person. We have a page where you can actually submit that information and submit it like a job posting. Then the users are going to see that in the main feed, and they're also going to see it to the side where it says league openings. And they can select your league and then submit their application to apply to be in through either direct messaging or an email. We're also going to be posting our own experts information for you guys. We have articles, we have podcasts, we have video series that we're going to be posting for you guys to help y'all win the leagues from our point of view, our thoughts, who we say the sleepers are, who we say you need to buy now or sell high. We're going to have that available to you guys. But also, we created a platform for you as users in our community to be able to post your content. We have a submit your article, submit your podcast, submit your video link on our thing where you can submit it, write up a little blurb, attach a video or an image, and send it over. It's then going to come to our team for review. We're going to read it. If it's quality, if it's good stuff, we're going to post it out there for everybody else to see or read or get to be a part of. So you'll have the opportunity to have your own voice in our forum for your fantasy football content and advice. So our website also has a shop with official fantasy football advice forum gear, like this shirt that I'm wearing. There's a long sleeve. It's got fantasy football advice forum on the sleeve, that the crest on the front. Love it. It's good quality clothing and just flasts our brand, you know.
Dude, I like it,
We
yeah.
want to create a community that we're proud of, a community that's helping you win leagues, a community that
What's really
is
funny is
doing
everybody's
some
like,
awesome
"Who
stuff in
designed this
fantasy
stuff?"
football.
And I'm like,
Not only do we have this website, but we
again,
have our
jack of all
own
trades, master
mobile
of
app.
none. Like it's
That
like
is launching on
it's
the
like
Google Play
right
Store, on the
close
App
to
Store,
really good.
you can download with your Apple phone. That directly connects to our website. You can get push notifications, you can send your messages, you can keep up with your feed through your mobile. This was a big thing. A lot of people say, oh, I don't really sit at a desktop, I need it on my phone. So we have made that happen. So you can download the app, that's free. Obviously you can't log in without membership. So as you heard earlier, this is a membership-based website. I really struggle with this. I didn't want to chalk.
So it's just a video trying to explain because we're trying to bridge that gap of letting people know what's in there, right? Because it's kind of blind. You're like paying for something you can't see. So with version 2.0 of the site, we're going to take that away. And people will be able to get into the site and see everything that's going on, see the tools, see the features, but they won't actually be able to interact without moving to the membership level. So I'm going to go ahead and log in here and give you a little bit of a tour. If the video didn't already do that. Oh, that's the back end, sorry. All right. So this is our main page. When you open the forum, this is what it opens up to. And it is similar to like a Facebook or something like that. I mean, you have this bar, which is changeable. I can put it away, obviously. And then in the here, I can post any kind of question that's out there. It looks like Zach, who won our league last year. He's just posted something. Welcome to Expo crew. We've had a lot of people join. But, let me scroll down because we've got a lot of welcome to the forums out there. So this guy posted earlier, was it game jitters for C.J. Stroud, or is he going to be the worst quarterback out of this year's draft? Any opinions in the house? So what's your three? Stroud, Young, Richardson. How do you rank them? Okay, so you're not on the Richardson train at all. S- So that's this one. So me and Debro from Fantasy Pros made a bet the first night we were here for a bottle of whiskey. Sorry, I'm putting that on blast on the video. Drink responsibly. Yeah. So we made a bet. He said that Anthony Richardson will finish a top 12 fantasy quarterback. And so I posted it in here, and everybody's like, no, And for me personally, Florida always has high-level recruits, right? It's not like they're getting 3-star and 2-star guys down there. Like you're talking about an average of probably a 4-star player. And if you have a good coach and you have good talent, there's no way to me that you can finish under 500. They didn't even win. He finished 500, and so, but he's on he plays Vandy, and you can tell, like it's not like, yeah, South Carolina. No, they're in the other side. Yeah, so Arkansas gets Alabama. Yeah. No, sorry, I'm a Razorbacks fan. They're getting Vandy. They do get Georgia. They're getting South Carolina, Missouri. It's not that strong of a side. But yeah, no, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I will never say that. What I'm saying is, if you are a good quarterback, you will elevate your team, and you will find a way to get a winning record. And especially when you have it. So you get now. The only thing that does give me hope for Anthony Richardson is the coach. Steichen, great with Herbert his first year. Great getting Jalen Hurts going. So now he's there, and that gives me hope. But we made a bet. So there's fun stuff like that. Let's see. I'm just trying to scroll. But there's people post trade questions, different things. And then we have our content arm. So we have league openings, which is where we have a league classifies. If you have any kind of empty league you're wanting to fill, or if you have a spot you need to fill, you can post it there, and users can apply to be in that league. We have 3 content arms, both articles and videos, and we're helping content creators. So if you are a video producer on YouTube, right, you want the clicks, you want the watch hours so that you can monetize your channel. So all of our videos are they're embedded from YouTube. So as somebody watches it on the platform, you're still getting your clicks and your hours, for the.
What's up, everybody? It's your boys back here with another episode of Franchise Tag Fantasy Football Podcast. As always,
So we've got some
rating, comment,
guys like that in there. But yeah, so if you do notice, I said we were ad free. So right here, I usually have an ad. It swaps back and forth. In order to advertise on our site, because we don't want to pack it up with ads and survive off ad revenue. If there's a company advertising with them, I don't charge them. Like, I don't need for them to pay me. But what I do make them is give some kind of return value to the users. So you can be on the platform as long as the users win. And so, like, we have Underdog. They do the deposit match. And then also they are doing specific leagues for the forum through Underdog. And then with Trophy Smack, obviously we worked with them on the party yesterday. Any user that goes to the Trophy Smack link gets 25% off whatever they buy, which will probably amount to more than what they even paid for the subscription to the website, And so we're just trying to pay it forward, right? And so, it's pretty simple. You got, we do have groups. So I just brought this feature in because we were starting to get a lot of content creators. So like as a content creator, you can create a group and members can subscribe to that group. So in their main feed, all of their content will populate. But if you're not subscribed, only sometimes some of it will populate so they can get more users. Our trades page, so I'm letting you guys in on some things because there's only a few in here. So we are currently working on, well, this is recorded, so I guess a lot of people will see, but we are working on our own trade calculator platform that is AI generated and is awesome because it's going out and it's gathering all the data and it's reading all the rankings and it's putting this thing together and creating values. And so that will be coming and we'll have it right now on the trades page. We have a list of the top free trade calculators and how to properly use them. Some people try to, some people try to use a trade calculator to like you should take this. It's a good deal. See, the calculator says so. Yeah. And so you're always trying to navigate that. And so we do obviously have some fresh players in the forum, right? They're coming for advice. And we have vet players. But, that's the number one thing is like somebody will post a trade and it's like 6 players of really weak value for like Jamar Chase, and somehow they were able to get them to all add up to equal Chase's value. And I was like, I'm not doing that trade because I also got to cut 4 other people just to fit the roster spots, So, yeah, it's really simple. It's sleek. We're excited to bring this to the community and just offer a space for everybody to hang out, and talk fantasy football. Any questions? Yeah. That's okay. I love it. Okay. Yeah, so for me, when I trade picks, I always put a player to the name. So like, for example, if I have a target in the mid first round and I'm thinking about giving up pick 5, then in my mind, I'm trying to actually tie it to a player. Like, okay, right now I am trading away JSN and I may come out of it with, James Conner and a Jalen Hyatt, but vet and a late pick. Let's say that's the trade. So I'm always doing that because what happens is with trade calculators don't really value picks strongly after like the top 5. But for me, I am a big advocate. I watch a lot of college football, so like I'm watching the players. So the new calculator will actually take into account, so the AI reads all the rankings out there and the ADPs, so like every site's producing that stuff and it's going out and it's finding it, it's reading it, it's averaging it out and it's creating a value. And so again, like even when I use a trade calculator and I'm trading away picks, I put the player in that I'm targeting there. So I actually, in the trade calculator, will put in JSN, and then I'll put in the other 2, versus a pick that's blind, right? So that's kind of how we're trying to map around that. But that was a good question. Yeah. Picks are a good one because everybody's, everybody values. You have people that are like, I don't care about picks. Yeah, exactly. And then you have people like me. I like picks. Yeah. Well, what happens is, you get people, on the drop off. So like, for example, this year, based on performances last year, if you had an early first, you could probably take that and turn it into Traylon Burks and George Pickens. You can. I've done it. But no, it's you think about people like, especially when you hit like the sophomore slump, right? Or maybe their first year didn't go as well as you hoped, like Burks.
Find people that will do anything.
Yeah.
You can find people
Yeah,
that
Burks
will
was
do
a
anything.
great term.
Early
Yeah.
first, it depends on what you mean by early. You're going to get Bijan. If you're getting trading a quarterback for George Pickens, at least for 1 year, Pickens side wins big.
Yeah.
For the rookie quarterbacks.
Yeah,
At least
sure.
for 1 year.
Yeah.
And I find that's true for most of the wide receivers. You use JSN. What do you really expect him to do this year? He's got two experienced and talented wide receivers in front of him.
Yeah.
Okay? So, will he be great? Maybe. But he took off last year, so he's not really played a year. So, I'd much rather have Addison than JSN in the draft because he's going
Well,
to
and
play
there's
right
no
away.
clear-cut number two. I mean, everybody says it's going to be Osborne, but I don't think.
Doesn't
I mean,
matter, he's going to be on the field.
Right. And then, I like Quentin Johnston in the world that, everybody would say. But Mike Williams cannot fall easy. Like, he always falls hard, and he always ends up with back injuries
Keenan Allen
every
went
year.
down for 6 games last year.
Yeah.
So,
It's not like, the Seahawks where Tyler Lockett, I think, has missed like 1 game in his whole career.
Yeah.
I love Lockett.
I do too. And
He's
he's undervalued this year.
undervalued.
I stay away from
Which is why I go
Why?
that. He takes
Well,
on a roller coaster. He
name
can
a-
win you a week, but he can lose you.
Name a wide receiver that isn't up and down.
Right, well, but him, like Mike Williams, those huge good busts, they can either win you a week or they can lose you a week for you.
Yeah.
Like, they can totally bust.
Right.
You need them in best ball
But-
all day long.
But to get a
otherwise-
Justin Jefferson, you got to pick first or second in
Oh,
the draft.
absolutely. Yeah.
So, outside of your top 2 or 3 wide receivers, name one that's not up and down. They're all up and down.
Yeah, they're pretty much all up and
Yeah,
down.
that's
I
why-
think, well, the problem,
That's why I go
they're
running
up
back
and down.
heavy.
The
Yeah,
only
so-
advantage to Lockett, Mike Williams is their ceiling's a lot higher than a lot of the other ups.
Yeah,
so,
but nobody thought that last year because nobody knew what to expect with
yeah,
Russ
exactly.
on.
And Lockett was still,
That's
it's
right.
just like, son.
But every year you're going to find wide receivers that
Yeah.
explode. And the way you win your league is not by drafting them, getting them in free agency.
Yep.
Getting a guy that finishes top 24 in free agency.
Yeah.
And that's true of running backs too.
Oh, absolutely.
It's just there's a lot fewer of them than there are wide receivers.
Yeah, I tend especially this year to go running back heavy in the beginning, especially in best ball formats, because a wide receiver can have a random 20-point week like that.
And it'll win you that week, and you don't have to worry about
Yeah.
it next week
Yeah.
because best ball's good because it's draft and forget.
Yeah.
It's draft and forget.
Yeah.
And that's where Underdog was absolutely on it.
So if you guys like that format, okay, and I'm not pimping for them, but Sports Affiliation put together a charity best ball tournament. It's only 2 leagues right now. It's already filled for this year. Scott Ingle. It's the throne the king, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're giving the money away to charity.
Cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, I was talking to him
I think all
about
charity
that.
leagues should be best ball now. Like, I'm just like, just put them
Well,
on best
I
ball.
like-
You can
I
join
like
800 of them, and then,
I like managed leagues. I do.
Yeah, I do
Because
too.
I like the
Yeah.
day-to-day
right.
activity. And I'm a believer any draft strategy can work.
Yes.
Some make it harder.
Yes.
I think 0 running back, 0 wide receiver make it hard.
You just have to,
You have to
like,
balance your team.
but you have to be willing to put in the work to make up for whatever strategy you win. If you went 0
Yeah.
RB, you have to be on top of that waiver wire. If you're not a waiver wire guy, then
You're not
you
gonna
need to
win.
stay the heck away from the
Well,
0
you're not
RB.
gonna win.
Yeah, like you have to be able to make up for those.
Well,
those
0
losses.
RB, they're expecting their top running back to come out of the running back dead zone.
Right.
Okay, so they're expecting 6th rounder later to get a top 12 running back.
Yeah.
Will they hit it? If you have 6 teams drafting 0 RB and 6 teams drafting best player available, I'm telling you, 0 RB's may have 1 person in the top
Yeah.
12, top
It's gonna be-
12,
It's gonna be
top 6.
Yeah.
Well, I think we'll get close to closing this thing out. I mean, I have it for an
Appreciate
hour,
it.
but yeah. No, for sure. Any more questions? I'm sure we'll talk more.
Yeah. Cool.
Well, thank you so much for everything.